All right. I'm just going to go. All right. Interesting start again to my show. Let me know in the chat if you can see me okay. All right. And hear me okay. What I tried to do, again, trying to explain things, I tried to add earbuds as an audio outsource because I'm going to be modding back there. And if I have a guest, I want to be able to hear them. So, again, not a professional. Trying to do this on the fly. And of course, I should really do this experimentation with changes, not 5 minutes before. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I know I'm 10 minutes into the stream now. Thanks for coming. I'm going to say hi to people in the chat right now. Cornercade, welcome. Ted Adam Green, welcome. Thanks for coming. Gotham, good to see you again. Prince Vinny, you were the first here, so thank you for sticking with me. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I did have, sometimes I really jam things up when I use my cell phone as an NDI source. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that camera today, but we'll muddle through somehow. So let's talk about stuff. Catch you up with things for the Quarter Deck Arcade. I did do some posts earlier in the week. I bought some things. What do we all do when there's not really any new arcade cabinets or anything coming from Arcade 1UP? We look for things to improve on or mod. So with that in mind, I sat down early last week and picked out some things I want to go with for now. I've purchased a couple of marquees from Joe Szabo. When they get here, I don't know, but those will be a part of my live mods eventually. I ordered from Tulsa Arcades a front riser panel LED replacement for the Atari Tempest, which is the cab I'm working on here. Let me switch to kind of a live view. You can kind of see my Atari Legacy is on its side on the floor because I intend to put a coin door in the front panel. So for this particular cabinet, I'm going to replace the Atari logo there. You can see the riser underneath the table there. I'm going to replace that with a front panel from JC over at Tulsa Arcades. That isn't here yet. I do have the LED strip that goes with it. So that's going to be a future mod. I wanted to kind of do these two mods together, but I think doing the coin door mod is going to be like that's going to be enough for today. And I'm just going to take my time with it, but we're going to keep the chatter short. The only news really this week was, of course, everybody probably already knows. I know, Danny, you've done content on it, I think, is the Buy Stuff Arcades mod. And I'm going to share out my screen or my window. Let me go back to my desk camera. Everybody, I don't know if everybody's seen this yet or not, but apparently they're now sold out on their full-size Super Sprint Multicade. And I thought that was a big surprise to me. I haven't caught up with all of the YouTuber content, so some of you might have mentioned it already, but I was surprised and shocked when I looked out here and saw that their pre-orders are now sold out. I don't know how many cabinets they had thought about making, but apparently they hit that target, so they closed pre-orders. And I'm kind of sad because I was halfway thinking about getting this thing. And but what do you guys think about this? What are your plans? Are you planning on getting, I mean, they have multiple options. But I like the look and feel of this. It looks like the original. It gives me a lot of nostalgia. So I was kind of thinking, somehow I'm going to cobble together the money to get this, and should have put the pre-order deposit down and just held it, but I guess I missed out. They do have multiple options. Let's see if we can go see those. I'll share out my other window. Oh, I see Danny has joined me. I'll bring you in a second here. And this will be interesting, Danny, because I don't know if I have audio and I don't know if I can hear you. So we'll test that out here in a second. All right. Let's look quickly at the options. Okay, so these are the various options. You've all seen this. I'm not going to go over everything. But again, the full-size Multicade 3500 or 3495, but that's sold out apparently now. Then you have the pedestal deck or the ALU deck for starting at $899. Then you have the two-player A1 Up deck upgrade kit. This is the one I'm looking at getting. I'm going to mod an arcade 1-up with the two-wheel scenario. Okay, I'll bring you in, Danny. Let's bring Danny in.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on?
Hey.
Do a lot of technical difficulties today.
Okay, huh? I have no audio.
Hey, that's okay,
This is going to be interesting.
Pete, everybody can
fix this.
Everybody can hear me. Hold on. What's going on, chat? What's going on?
No. Let me go to my other headphones. All right, are you there, Darren?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh man, see, this is my first time doing this, so
it's okay, buddy.
Having a guest.
You got to do. Here, let me help you.
Why can't I hear
audio output to the headphones? I put it in the chat. Chat, can you hear me? Chat, let me know if you can hear me.
I don't have this set up right.
We got one person in here. Come on, get hyped.
I know, man. I could tell you're frustrated, but
you're good.
All right. I'm sure. Hey, audience, tell me, can you hear Danny? Because somehow I got to figure out how I can hear him. Make sure my headphones are plugged in. Yeah.
Yep. Fireside says it's all good, man.
Remove the change that I did.
Sorry, guys. I'm eating breakfast here. We got a bagel going on. Wait, hold on. See? It's so early. Pete's an early riser. Guys, tell Pete in the chat he's got to put his headphones to audio output.
Testing 1, 2, 3. No, nothing. Let's see. What's it got? Oh. I turned off Bluetooth. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Testing. No. Testing.
Oh, yeah, dude. Bagel and cream cheese, great stuff. 100%. It's an everything bagel, too.
All right. So A1 is headphone. A2 are speakers. Testing.
Yeah. Like, here, put the headphones in the audio output.
Frustrating as all hell.
Don't worry, Pete. At least we're live. Remember,
well, guys, I'm using a mixer. I'm using a software mixer.
But remember, he was live for 20 minutes and wasn't talking.
Okay. I know my headphones are working because I just enabled my microphone to feed audio out, and I can hear myself Why can't I hear Danny? That's the wireless microphone. Live TV, folks. We'll figure this out somehow.
Guys, let's go, dude. All right, we got the buy stuff. We're talking about buy stuff right now. But Pete can't hear me. Pete can't hear me, guys.
Let's change this. Danny, say something.
What's going on, man?
No.
Nothing.
Let's try this. I think I hear Danny.
Testing 1 2.
Okay. Yeah. Let me turn off my laptop speakers. All right, now I can hear you. I had to change the audio output setting in Restream.
Okay, yep, that's that. I was trying to tell you, but you couldn't hear me, so kind of put it in the chat.
Well, hey, this is the first time I've had a guest. All right, welcome, Danny. Welcome to you're my first ever guest, as everybody can probably tell by now because I've screwed things up royally. But anyway,
it's good to be here, man. It's good to be here. Now I only got a few minutes. I am literally I gotta put the shirt on and I gotta go to work. So
I hear that. Okay.
What are we rattling off here, real quick? What are we talking about?
I was touching on the Buy Stuff Arcade deals. I wanted to get everybody's input on what if they're interested in this, and then if so, what level that they were going to buy. Now I'm interested in this one right here, the 2-player deck upgrade kit. So I figure I'll just get a cabinet and then I'll mod it. And this one, from my financial situation, probably suits me better. I was going to try and cobble the funds together to get the full-size Multicade, but they're sold out now. They've sold out.
Oh no, they're not sold out. So here's the thing. Let me just put some clarification real quick to you in the chat here. So the pre-orders go on the 14th through the 30th. It's just marked as sold out because they just haven't put the pre-order live yet. So it will go live from the 14th through the 30th. So if you guys want this one, if you ever had an inclination to get a real arcade or as close to it as possible, this is the route to go. If I had the funds and my channel was very successful, I would be all in on this thing. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Super Sprint, one of my favorite 80s arcades games, like Racer, so much fun, dude. I was even thinking, so I dropped it down a little bit. I was even thinking, okay, well, Pete was selling things off in his arcades. So let me see if I can buy his ALU. And I was going to do the ALU 3-player conversion. So I started taking measurements in the arcade to see if it would work, right? So then I'm like, okay, probably the most realistic option would be the 360 2-player arcade 1-up deck.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to preference this, guys, just so you guys know, that's $550 just for the pedals and the wheels. That's it. And like the box, I think. You're still going to have to go out and get graphics, a marquee, all that stuff. So you're probably all in looking at close to $800-900. So just as a preference to anybody that's thinking about doing this. Now I'm still going to try to go all in on this. If I had to sell a couple cabinets, like I said, I can't pass this up. This is Super Sprint, one of my favorite games. And then you get a couple bonus games, 60 games, whatever in there. I think they were working on 75 or something. So what do you think, buddy? When you first saw this, were you like, oh, this is awesome?
I was like, I got to get it. I've got to get it. But the price tag on it for me, I mean, if I had that money, it'd be gone. I'd already have this ordered.
100%.
I don't have that kind of money just laying around. So my next option, what I would go with, now I do have an ALU, but I think for me, I'm never going to have 3 people sitting at my control deck to play this. So the 2-wheel option for me is probably going to be the best option to go to.
Yeah, that's going to be fun for sure. Yeah, it's going to be awesome, honestly. Now, my question was, they display this in like a Gen 1. They're so much shorter. They're 57 inches tall. So I'm asking, hey, what about a deluxe? Is this thing going to be able to go in a deluxe Mortal Kombat 2? Can I just like gut that and change it to this? So that was my big question for buy stuff. They weren't able to answer at the time. They did answer on Super Game Room Dudes a little bit, saying, hey, look, everybody has as Gen 1, so we displayed it as that. But going forward, we're probably going to put it in, which would be kind of cool because then you get just a bigger, better form factor. I'm
That
actually
was my
trying
read on it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, go ahead.
yeah, my read on it too. I watched Super Game Room Dudes this morning, and I saw them touch on that question. So I don't, because if Marketplace around here, there's not too many Gen 1s floating around in Marketplace here. So
No.
it'll have to be a Legend 1-up or a Deluxe. So
Yeah.
one of the two.
Well, I'm looking forward
know,
to it regardless, and it sucks. You got to kind of wait a little bit because this is like end of year kind of thing. But I've been in contact with some people in the community, and I'm gonna see if I can get some modding projects done. So a little bit of spoiler breaking news here. We're gonna try to see if we can do something and make a WrestleMania and just put all the wrestling games on there. So that'll be kind of cool if you had nostalgia for, because Arcade 1-Up's not coming out with a WWF WrestleMania. It's never going to happen. So I'm going to try to do some titles and bring some content to that we just know that Arcade 1-Up will never come out with. Another one would be Sega Jurassic Park Shooter. That's just never going to happen. So I'm in talk. We have some companies on board. Very exciting stuff, man. When I first heard this, I was like, oh my God, this could be a possibility. So the biggest thing is just the emulation of the games and running them off of a PC. So,
yeah. So that was all I really wanted to cover. I didn't have much time spent on YouTube this week, so I don't know if there's any other big news. But for me, this was huge because, like you, I have a huge nostalgia for this game. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and I talked about the mods that I've got coming up. I'm going to do a lot of coin door mods and a lot of marquee replacements. So I've got 2 marquees on order right now, and I've got a riser panel replacement to put in an LED.
From Tulsa
one
Arcades.
of those. Yep, from Tulsa Arcades.
Now,
I like the work he does.
And you want to support him because of the tragic stuff that's happened.
Right,
in
exactly.
his life. So what marquees did you buy?
I got one for Dig Dug and one for Burger Time. So I'm starting out with those 2.
Yeah, they both need to be, and I would assume Joe Szabo's, right?
Yep. And I'll also get one for the Star Wars. And I don't think there was Tron. Tron another
needs
one.
it, yeah. I would do, if I were you too, I would do the Tron the bottom panel as well, so it can match.
Interesting. I'll have to look into that because I didn't consider that.
Yeah, because it'll really look washed out once you get the new one on there. It's gonna look terrible. So you're gonna want to definitely match for that. But yeah, Tron needs it. Tron needs it bad too.
I'm playing with these.
Restream here has like a new setting, like a new different box presentation. Where you're gonna have to get used to it. It's like they updated and they gave you a whole bunch of new stuff.
Is that the try new experience button up top?
Yeah. Click that. It's gonna change your world. I was like, I was all confused.
See, I'm a little leery about clicking new things.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an adventure to say the least.
Except I messed with audio 5 minutes before the stream, which was
that's with all those mixing apps that you got going on. There's no way I could be able to handle that.
Well, that's the only thing that I could do. That's the only way I can do stuff like this.
Fatality.
There you go.
Yeah. So the only way I got
there's another YouTuber, Rascals Arcade, that was able to do that without all of this stuff. So I got to contact him because I just do this, and he just did it. He's like, I don't even have a mixing banana or anything like that. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. My wife and I literally spent 6 hours trying to do this thing and nothing. Troubleshoot after it was intense, and we never got it to work. So unfortunately,
I watched that test stream and I heard him mention that, and I'm like, well, I wish you'd tell everybody else, because
honestly, so I got to talk to him. I just haven't had time. I've been
if I could streamline the audio setup here, I would love it, because I watched so many videos on doing voice meter banana that
Yeah.
And I, as an IT guy, kind of figured it out. But if I could just press that
There you go. Oh man,
without
I'd love to
having to
do that.
route, yeah, without having to route all the audio through different channels, I would
It'd
love
be
it.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, yeah, so we do have unboxing tonight. We got X-Men 97 in the house. We're gonna do an unboxing, live
Oh,
unboxing tonight. So that'll be
nice.
exciting. It's not something that I wanted. My wife wanted it. But it's okay, because we might make it into something else. Um,
Okay.
we might change it into like X-Men Children of the Atom. That control panel is really nice. It's got that play guard surface on there, and it looks really, really good in person as opposed to like renders, much like the Atari 50th. So we could change that out. Maybe we sell MVC2 or we do something different with that. But she wanted it, so I was stuck with a Best Buy gift card because the whole like Golden Tee fiasco. So I said, "F it, let's just get that." Nothing else is coming down the pipeline, and I don't want to be stuck with this gift card. So that's what we're going to be doing, and that'll be fun, and we'll do some content on that. But other than that, we got to see. You got to keep me keep some tabs on if there's like a Mortal Kombat cheap or something. I need a Mortal Kombat, a 2 deluxe. So if it's down there at the old what is that place?
Yeah.
For Synergy, yeah. We'll have to keep some tabs on that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take my Mortal Kombat and transform it to a WrestleMania or something. But it'll be fun.
I last visited Synergy last week, and it's the same stuff they had the week before. As I told PD7, I don't think they get new inventory until after major holidays. So
Yeah, like a lot of people return in or something like that. Yeah.
yeah, so all the returns come in, after Christmas, and they get sent to their whoever accumulates their pallets for resale. And so I think the time to look at places like Synergy is probably second week of January and into February.
In that Q4 zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because now that the pickings are very slim there, they do have a couple of things. They have a couple of Yoga Flames that are obvious repacks to me.
Yeah.
Same thing with the X-Men they have, and I think I mentioned this to you offline. Yeah. I'm going to offer them $100 for that,
$100
because I'm taking a huge risk in buying that thing.
Yeah, you might as well. It's been sitting there for eons.
Yeah. So and they have other things there too. Probably about the best looking box that I see there is a Pong head-to-head. So they have a Pong head-to-head in the box, and they have a Wheel of Fortune Casino-cade in box, and both of those look halfway decent.
The problem with that place is like, and this is just my belief, so this is my 2 cents, is they only do 20% off retail when it in reality should be more like 60 to 70% off retail. Like, these things are so destroyed, beat up. I mean, I've seen big buck hunters there without a marquee, without the guns, without the coin door, or just you see these arcades that are fully built, but then they're just gouged to hell on the sides. Yeah. And it's like, dude, you're gonna charge 20% off this. This thing is beat to shit. Like, come on now. So I was down there one time just haggling. I was like, hey, look, I'll give you $200 for this Marvel pinballs, brand new in box, completely sealed. They wanted $4.99 still. I'm like, dude, that's a sale at Best Buy or a sale anywhere else. Like, why would I buy this one? Like, so I'm sure they've sold it and stuff like that because you don't see it there. But I'm just saying, it's just it's bologna sausage. So I wish their prices were a little bit more friendly.
I got the Mortal Kombat 2 Deluxe there for basically 50% off. So
yeah, you got that that's what I'm talking about. That's how it should be. It should be $250 kind of thing. Like, that's $250. That would be amazing. I'd be down there every day then. But that Casino-cade, that's kind of cool. That'd be something to take a look at if it's cheap, but not like, if it's like, $200 or something.
No, I think it's marked at like 400.
Yeah, see,
something like that.
At that point, you're looking at a sale. It was $3.99 and the other day, like, so it's not worth it. But to each their own. I wouldn't get the head-to-head if I were you, unless you want to put it in like a different place or like.
No, I had one.
Something. You had one.
I had one, and I sold it with the 2 stools, and I hated doing that. But it was, I listed my cabinets from the ones that I would let go first, and that unfortunately only made the list. So
Yeah, it didn't fit right in the arcade. Like when I saw your layout, I'm like, that thing should go, or move it somewhere else if you wanted to keep it. Maybe move it upstairs as like an end table or something, or like a coffee table would be kind of cool. You could bust that, something different, more functional furniture. But the upright arcades, get the rows going. You see it. I don't know the machines turn on behind me, but the setup now is just a million times better. There's so much more room. So, Pete, I'd love to stay. I'd love to stay and talk, but I'm like 3 minutes over the time I allowed here. I got to get going. I got to literally brush my teeth, put the shirt on, and go on the highway. I'll listen while I'm in the car. Okay, buddy?
All right. Thanks, bud. Thanks for stopping by and
Yep.
helping me test my setup.
100%. Thank you so much for having me on. I'll jump on anytime. Maybe we'll start the show at like a 9:30 or 9 o'clock where you get a little bit more insight. But every day I work, or every Sunday I work 11 to 7. So I'm kind of stuck in that block. So we'll see you in the next one, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right. Thanks to Danny for stopping by. Okay, I'm going to just jump into the mod now because I want to keep this as short as possible. And since I don't have anybody on stream with me, I can not worry about listening in. I'm going to switch over to my wireless mic. And hopefully I don't have problems with that, but messing with my setup. Testing. All right. So I'm getting. I didn't talk about my my shirt. You all see my shirt? I ran the Headbanger 10K yesterday. I did not run the half. I was going to run the half, but I wasn't feeling up to it, so I stepped down to the 10K. But this was the cool shirt that they gave for that. All right, let me switch mics. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. I think I'm okay. I can see bars. Take these off. They're restrictive. All right, guys. I'm going to turn on the house lights. All right, let's get this done, eh? Okay, so I'm going to bring up multi-camera view so y'all can see different views. I'm going to fire up my NDI camera and see if I'm going to start having stream issues again. I really want this cell phone camera view. Okay, so you can see right here my Atari Legacy. I've done some disassembly before the stream because I wanted to jump right into the actual installation of the coin door. So I've kind of got things set up here. And you all let me know in the chat if you're starting to have stream issues, okay? So here I have the kit unpacked, and here you have the nice coin door from Retro530. And then you have your USB cable, which goes to the back of the buttons. Here's your actual buttons. And these are functional buttons. I got the functional kit, and I don't know how I'm going to integrate that with the Arcade 1-Up Atari Legacy just yet. So my mission here is to just get the lit coin doors in, and I'll figure out the other stuff later. The other stuff you get a screw packet from Retro530, and then this is the bracket that goes on the back of the coin door. And you got wiring instructions here, which is kind of interesting because it says if it doesn't work one way, swap the cables and try it that way. I thought that was pretty hilarious. So I've watched videos. I watched Anthony Vitale's video. Shout out to him on doing this coin door mod. My concern is, okay, coin door placement, and I want to make it as even as possible. So what we do is, the other thing, they come with a nice template for you to use. So my goal here is to make it as even. I'm thinking I'm going maybe 2.5 inches from the top here. And if I were to pull this, it's not a bad, it's not a good judge because it's a different version of the cabinet, but I'm going to do it kind of center. But it comes with pre-drilled, the template is really nice to have because it allows you to basically get your holes drilled and then worry about putting the coin door in. So I'm 475. So I'm a little over. That's perfect right there. So I've centered it. So I'm going to put it at, I'm going to put the top of the coin door at 3 inches. Again, I want to make sure that I'm straight here. And then what we're going to do, let me check the chat. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this template. Just want to make sure it looks level. Again, I don't think this, I mean, I don't have, I have OCD, but I don't, it's not to the point where if it's a little off, it's going to bother me. It might bother some, might bother you. I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're just going to secure it down here so we can get our holes started. I've had this mod kit for quite a while. I've had it for a number of months. It's pretty level. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a level to check the alignment of the paper. It's level enough for me. So just gonna. One of the other things I did, if you look at this plate, they have the printed coin door on here, which I think is uglier than sin. And then they have the Atari logo here. This is the front of the kick plate. The problem is the replacement coin door is smaller than the printed coin door. So I'm going to mount it on the reverse side, I think. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry about that in the chat. I don't know what that was, but. Okay, everybody think I'm proceeding okay by mounting this on the backside? I think it'll look okay. So if I don't have the Atari logo, so be it. All right. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to do starter holes. I need my glasses for this. So we can mark. Do I have the black vinyl wrap to black it out first? No, I don't. I was just going to put. I was just going to put it on the reverse side. No, I don't have black vinyl. Let me try something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and place it right over the existing artwork. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that? If I were to center this, I mean, it's kind of, if we're going to keep the vinyl look to it, then I'll have to. So what do you think about something like that? So, I mean, I still have what seems to be part of the printed part here, but the coin door itself should mount over the actual coin door. You think I should do it on the back? Well, Now Prince Vinny says I should probably wrap it with vinyl before I mount this thing. I'm kind of having doubts now. Well, either way, I should be able to, because there's only 4 holes here. Let's just go with it and see what happens. I should, even if I wanted to reverse it, I should be able to. I mean, this is my first. This is my first coin door mod, so if this had an original plastic arcade one up, I could just replace it. All right. Okay, let's go get the drill. Yeah, I agree, Big B. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's get the drill. Gonna go a little bit more. Okay. So we're doing the coins button holes first. All right. Should have had this set up before. Trying to keep a tidy arcade. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is one of my favorite cabs, Fireside. I love this cabinet. Yes, I had an encoder board blow, but I think I shot myself in the foot there because I was testing breakers at the time and I forgot I had it on, and I blew it. And after I tested the breaker, that's when I had all my issues starting. So the Arcade 1-Up, they replaced it, the entire control panel, really. The video I watched on doing this had you use a drill guide, but I couldn't find one, so I'm making do with what I have, really. Oh, man. Oh, that's going to be covered up anyway. I don't care. Man. So I don't know if you could see that, but I kind of screwed up. Right here, I screwed up. Here, I screwed up big time. Pulled off some of the artwork. So the reason why it took me so long to do this mod is I was really super tentative about did I like miss the mark here or what? Oh, now it fits perfectly on the back, but the holes are not lined up. How can that be? Oh, they're lined up on this side. So I can't, all right, so this is what it looks like now. I've got this little cosmetic thing here. I've got this little cosmetic thing here where I pulled the artwork, so I'm going to have to live with that. I'll have to put a piece of tape there, clear tape. But the holes do line up, you can see. All right, so my template drilling worked. Do I have any clear tape? Let's see. Clear tape, clear tape. I had some lying around here. Well, I'll just leave it if I don't. Let's just proceed on with the mod then. Okay. So we've got our holes drilled. I need to wipe that down. Yeah, Tempest Deluxe would be nice. All right. So we're going to set this aside. I'll do some additional cleanup here. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to take off the switch with the LED light at the end. And we have to unscrew the back screw from the button. And then we just slide that in place. I'm gonna just so the buttons sit flush where they're supposed to be. And then do that with the other button. And all you got to do there is it snaps. You turn it to the left and then pull out. So that's how you remove the switch temporarily from the buttons. And we'll unscrew this one. And you want to make sure that you have the text orientation correct. So your buttons are all pointing upwards. And then what you have to do is you have to put the bracket into place. And this bracket will hold the buttons in. I'm not sure. I'm guessing it goes that way. And then there's a screw packet here. I move those over here. Where's my screws? There they are. They're on the floor. So we'll open our little screw packet. I appreciate you guys joining me too and sticking around and watching. Mods for me, I just want to I want to do produced videos, but it takes a lot of work to do a produced video. It really does. And I'm trying to finish off that Space Invaders, Simpsons mod video, but it's not going very well. I'm not sure which screw. All right. So we're going to screw this bracket in place. I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver. Thanks for bearing with me, folks. All right, that seems like it'll work. If you're like me, you have a little setup area for your arcade parts and replacements. Oh, come on. Apparently I'm not. Okay, apparently it fits better that way. Okay. Now we're just screwing this bracket into place to cover the buttons. So they don't slide out backwards. Okay. All right. All right, so we've got our buttons, and as you can see, you can press them. So at some point they'll be functional, but for my purposes today, I'm just going to do the lit coin door. Okay, so we're gonna get our all right. I appear to be a little off. There we go. That's it. All right, so now it's in there. How's that look? I'm a little off center a little bit. It doesn't look too bad. Looks better than it would on the unfinished vinyl. All right, so let's get the bracket secured. Okay. One down. So there's only 4 holes, but you can do a 1-for-1 replacement with if the arcade 1-up already has a molded coin door. This is Retro530 made these so that I may have to get bigger washers for these, bigger screws and washers, because it looks like it might pull through the panel. Again, I used a 5/16 drill bit to drill these holes because that's what Anthony Vitale used. So I may have overdone the hole or stripped away some of the board. And maybe that's why he used a drill guide. All right. Now that we've got it screwed in, we want to put our button screws on to further hold it in place. And even if one of these screws got loose, by using these, it'll hold the thing in place. It'll hold the whole coin door in place, I think. Doesn't look too bad. And now we can put our button switches in place. I can hear the switch. All right, so coin door mounted. Switches are in place. Now I'm going to refer to the nice diagram here. So your switch contacts are the top one here and the bottom 2 here. The LED contacts are on the sides, according to this diagram. So we take our wiring harness and we'll use that as a guide. This is player 1, player 2, I guess. So I guess it doesn't matter really. Put the black wire on the side with the red plate here. And then we'll do the same for yellow. I suppose I could plug this into any USB source and see if it works okay before we go mounting it up. Where's my most available USB source? Let me try here at the desk. I don't see any LEDs. Try an actual power source down here. What I'm doing is I'm verifying that the buttons will light up. Nope. All right. Prince Vinny, yes, I'm in Hartford. I live in Hartford. Yes, I'm in the same general area, but not, I mean, Cornercade lives somewhere on the south side of Milwaukee. I'm not sure where. All right, I'm going to try reversing these. Oh, it's these. I gotta remember how to do these. Oh, how do you get these suckers off? Let me know in the live chat if you know how to get these stupid connectors off. I know there's something you press in. Dang it. That's what I get for live modding, eh? Always something gonna go wrong. Everybody knows in the live chat how to loosen these connectors up. Shit. Boy, they are really on there. Okay. I know there's a method to this madness, but I don't work with these connectors very often. I got 3 of them off, but this last one is like giving me fits. There we go. Whew. Man, that was painful. I'm going to point these out. All right, let's see if that works better. Ah, there it is. So I had to reverse them. So let me get a USB extension so you all can see. Needle nose pliers. Okay, I'll remember that. Yeah, I don't generally change out my buttons or anything very often, so working with those type of connectors, I just don't do it. I'm getting a USB extension cable. Okay. Now you fine folks at home will get to see this lit. All right. Then we have lit coin doors. This will be my first lit coin door. And again, they're not functional. They're just lit. I mean, they can be functional, but then I'd have to add the wiring for that. And I'll do that at a later time. I'm just worried about getting a lit coin door for now. All right. So let's get this bad boy back into the Tempest cabinet. I'm going to move this around a little bit. Sorry for I'm making people sick by moving this around. All right. And I tried to do this to the point where I didn't get it too off kilter, so I wouldn't have to reset the whole damn panel. Ooh, one other thing to look out here, and I barely made that clearance, is this cross board here. You know, one of the what are they, K panels? keyboards. I'm barely clearing it with where I drilled the buttons. So I dodged a bullet there. All right. I'm seated. I'm seated. Oh, am I going to luck out here? Everything's seated. Oh, I am good. There's some things I do good. So let's get the cabinet screws back in. On this, I already have the Szabo Marquee, so I did the Marquee replacement. And now I've just done the coin door mod. So the only thing I have left to do to this cabinet is, again, I stated it at the beginning, top of the broadcast, I'm going to replace the front riser panel with a panel from JC at Tulsa Arcade. So I'm going to put links in the description to what I used to improve this cabinet. And that way you folks, if you have one of these and you want to order, you'll have a link reference. I know I'm not good about going back and doing that. And I don't use drills on these screws because sometimes you over torque it and the screw can go through the panel. And I just like doing it manually anyway. It's just how I am. Good exercise, really. Okay. So I'm going to bring the riser out. Set the cabinet back on the riser. Make sure no cables are getting cut off. For some reason, I guess I am in, but okay, so let's pull the camera back so you guys can see. I don't like this little thing here. You just kind of work with it to make sure it's not like visible. I know some people kind of take black markers to the tops and bottoms of these two panels. I just haven't gotten around to that, but okay. Well, the other mod I've done to this, you'll notice I don't have the back cover to the panel, but I've used Glenn's GRS trackball, the LED trackball on the control panel. So I just left the back off because who needs it, right? I mean, if you want to mod these things, they're just in the way. So put the control panel back in. I think it looks great. I mean, I'm going to fire it up here in a second. Again, good advice to everybody. You don't want to over tighten your Arcade 1-Up control panels because it will crack the plexiglass. As I have found out on one of my earliest builds, I learned not to over tighten. But I'll preach it far and wide, so. All right. Now I need to take off the back panel to plug that thing in. Ha. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that USB plug and I think this thing has a USB port. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have to figure out another solution. And we'll just use the PCB USB port. Turn it around here so y'all see that. Oh. All right, so we've got our USB cable here from the buttons. And you kind of can't really see, but you can kind of see how close I am with the buttons here. Or maybe you don't. All right. So guess what, guys? There's no USB port there. There's what looks to be like a micro USB. Wonderful. Yeah, it's a micro USB port. And I don't think I have any adapters. So you know what? Yeah, I know, right? Well, as a temporary solution, what I can do is I can run the cable through one of the vent holes. And I already have USB going to this. So what I need to do is get a USB hub or a second USB cable, which I can do too, but let me see here. What do I have? Let me look at my storage. Oh, USB 2.0 hubs. Just look at what I have on hand here. No, I don't want to use that. I've got a hub upstairs. Walk with me. Oh, that's a bummer. Dinner in the crock pot. Smells good. Meat and potatoes, rump roast. Upstairs in my office, and I have a travel USB hub that I can temporarily use. Okay, that's good. It has power switches on it. That's good. So I'm going to use a hub here that I have power switches for. Because what I do is I have backlights. So what I'll do as a temporary fix until because I really want to connect it to the PCB. I'd much rather do it that way. So we'll slide the cable through there. If I could get it to stay, that would be great. And we'll put the power cable back in. All right. Because I have another USB. I mean, you see my LED strip here that I have going around the back of it. And by the way, these are cheap Walmart $5 USB strips. I don't like spending any more than I have to. So not an elegant solution, but one that will work. So what I need to do is find a USB adapter that I can use, because all I'm using it for is power. So I knew I could MacGyver something together. But again, I like to keep things internal as much as possible. This being one of the early Legacy cabinets. No USB port, no full USB port anyway. Probably should have looked before I did this mod, but hey, we're all about finding workarounds, right? I'm gonna bring my USB extension over here. All right. Coin doors are lit, right? Yep. Got lit coin doors. And then I'll bring the brick over from the cabinet's usual spot. Don't trip over any cables. So the only downside right now to my MacGyvered solution is the coin doors are on separate power from the actual cabinet. So to get it up and running, I mean, that'll do for now. I know what I need to do. Yeah, micro USB to USB-A is what I need. Make sure my controls work, because we know the encoder is picky. Buttons work. Turn off the lights. There she is. Now you kind of can't really tell, but that Szabo Marquee is just beautiful. Try to back it up a little bit more. So I think that actually looks better with the Atari still there. So I'm glad I went that route. Yeah, I got a little bit of damage here. You know, you always risk doing something when you mod. Okay, so that was my live mod of the Atari Tempest putting a coin door. I gotta tell you guys, I had a lot of trepidation about doing this mod. Drilling holes. I'm not the best when it comes to woodworking and drilling and stuff like that, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. I highly recommend the Retro530 coin door. I really do. It's beautiful. It's beautifully made. The template he provides makes it go very smoothly. Yeah, very pleased. Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Because otherwise, I'm going to go eat something. That was a tough one. Kind of tough. More anxiety than actually hard. It was easy. Don't listen to me. I mean, it's an easy mod. Okay, it truly is. It's for somebody who's as clumsy as I am with tools. For me, it was a little bit of a struggle, but I think I muddled through it really good. Prince Vinny, I do not have a Simpsons cab back. I sold the one I had that was modded down to the 2-player panel. Followers of the channel know that I went through some stuff. Spent $6,000 in a 2-month period that I needed to make up for. So some cabs had to go, and Simpsons was on the chopping block. So I would like to get another Simpsons if I can find one on the cheap. I don't really want to buy it full price. So I love that cabinet. I love the games on it. I would love to make it a part of this arcade again. So no, I don't have one right now. This entire side of the arcade right here is pretty much empty. I have a table in the middle of it. Here, let's see if I can bring up that view again. The top picture there, you see the TV back in the arcade, but on the left there you have the Defender Partycade, and then I have a table there that I'm putting all of my 1/6 scale, all my New Wave toys and Numbskull. Speaking of New Wave toys, over here I have the Berserk. I haven't cracked that one open. I mean, I've taken it out just to look at it, but I need to study the documentation on that a little bit more before I talk about it. I might make it a feature of next week's show. So that's coming. And I also posted yesterday, you all saw my post of all the new artwork I picked up. And I already have a place for my big, huge Darth Vader thing that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I'll be rearranging some artwork. I got to do some artwork anyway, because some things have fallen down in the back there. So the arcade's coming along. It's going to take me a while to get back to the point I was at. I mean, you all remember I had this whole entire middle section filled. So all of those cabinets are gone. All of the cabinets I had on this side of the arcade are gone, except for the Defender Partycade. And it's just, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I don't want to go deep in debt, you know, just to buy arcade cabinets. It's okay if you want to finance a cab, but pay it off before you buy the next one. That's my motto. I try to stay as much out of debt as possible. That's good advice. All right, guys, I think I'm going to close it up here. I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by. Thanks for hanging with me through the frickin' hardware issues I had to start out the stream. I really apologize for that. If I can find a way to cut that whole mess out and just start the stream over, I'll do it later. But thank you so much. I want to wish everybody a good week. Have a great week. Play your games, have fun, and stay safe. And thank you very much for joining me.